All right, everybody, we got my boy Connor here. Long time no see. Connor, how we doing today, man?
Doing so great. So happy to be here. This is gonna be fun.
It is, and I'm excited. Connor, how did we meet? We met in Uruguay, right? Do you remember
Yeah.
specifically when?
Well, I think I like saw you every now and then in like 2019, but then when we actually went back to Uruguay in 2020, 2021, I that's where I actually like met you because there's only like 10 of us that actually went back.
Yeah.
And I just remember there's just like one scene I super remember you when I first met you was when you were like giving like a back massage just so, or like somebody was giving a back massage to you. I just that's what I remember seeing you first.
Really? What?
Yeah.
Like another missionary was, or
Yeah,
like,
another missionary was giving you a back massage, and I'm just like, what the heck? It was like a weird back massage, but oh
oh,
well.
that's because on the airplane there, which was like 15 hours of this ride in the freaking airplane, like I had some crazy back injury, dude, and those 2 weeks they were rough. I was like, I can't even walk. Something crazy happened,
Oh
but
dang.
it's funny. But it's so cool to connect with you, Connor, because like we were missionaries teaching about Jesus, and then we haven't talked in like 2, 3 years, and I just went on TikTok. I'm just kind of brand new to it, and I saw your profile and you're making amazing content, helping people with their mindsets, talking about the importance of nature and a lot more things. And I'm really excited to talk about those things with you today, man. So if you don't mind, how did you get involved, in this? How did you get involved in this online space and ways to make money and just promote, self development?
Well, I guess to get started, I first got started in this whole business to this whole like online stuff and personal development through like seeing the potential there is out there to make a lot of money without like working like a 9 to 5 job. I did like one summer of summer sales and where I went like door knocking, realized, wow, there is opportunity to make a ton of money out here. And and so that like changed my whole mindset of okay, so there's so much more opportunity. Like a normal job isn't going to do it for me anymore. I like got that entrepreneurship mindset like just after that. And so like last summer I was just looking through all sorts of different opportunities to do stuff online and I actually found like a super cool opportunity with like affiliate marketing. And with that, I was actually invited to go to like a personal development conference in Las Vegas where I learned all sort of things about like the potential we have to create in the world, the potential we have to actually achieve our dream lifestyle, no matter where we are in life, no matter what our circumstances are, we can create, we can like change our mindset in a way that helps that will allow us to achieve whatever we desire. Like this, the sky isn't even the limit when like and that's just kind of what I learned going through like this first conference, and I was actually invited to go to a second conference in Texas for a week, and that really like nailed down my desire to like pursue personal development, my desire to pursue like understanding how our minds work and understanding, and then through that I couldn't just hold it to myself. Like this is something that is just so powerful, I want other people to know as well. And so I started with TikTok. I started filming videos, and to narrow down like my desires to film, my desires to like do TikTok, I like went on like a trip to Europe. And on this trip, I learned all about like nature, all about the power of traveling, all about the power of like understanding the world. And so my TikTok changed from just strictly like personal development stuff to like nature mindset, like understand helping people understand that the power of going out into nature, the power of understanding nature in a way that helps you understand yourself, and understand your potential to achieve great things. And so that's kind of how my journey kind of has taken me over the past year and a half, and it's just been fun.
You know, what I love about the nature is that, a lot of times in the Bible or any scriptures, the holy prophets and just holy people will often go into the mountains, go into nature, to either pray to God or, have some type of spiritual experience. And I personally love nature. It's so good for your mental health. I love to go out and hunt, usually like once a year, maybe once every couple of years. I wish I could do it more, but it's so important and there's so many benefits, and I'd love to dive into the all the benefits of just being out in nature. But I wanted to ask you because you said something really interesting, right? You said you learned about our potential like as humans to create, like in other words, like attract whatever we want. And I wanted to ask you, Connor, what was one of the first experiences or just any experiences you have that you realized, wow, like I really do have, potential to create and attract what I want? Like, would you be open to sharing, maybe just an experience you had with that in your life?
Wow. Yeah, just like the last year has really guided me to understand the power of, um, if you really want to do something, like you'll be able to do it. Like if you actually put your mind to something, it'll happen if you truly believe that it can happen. The power of attraction, the power of like just thinking things into reality. That's what's so great about human beings. We can think things into reality. And so just like the past year, like just a year ago when I had first decided that I'm going to go on the study abroad to Europe. I was going on the second personal development adventure to Texas, and it was a lot of money. Like it was a bit much for me to handle, and I just decided I'm going to find a way to do it because I know I want to do it. I'm going to make it happen. And it's just crazy what happens when you decide you're going to do something and you want to make it happen. Like I had ways that money just kind of like flew into my account. It was just wild to me. Like it felt like I was just attracting money. I had somebody hand me $1,000. I had I had like for school. I'm also going to school right now. And so I had no idea what I was going to do to also pay for school and all of this. And I actually had the government end up giving me a scholarship to pay for my whole school thing.
What?
And so I also had like another scholarship to add on another $1,200. So it was like, it's just crazy to me to like think about once we put our minds to something and want to achieve something, like opportunities just fall into our hands.
Yeah.
Like all you have to do pretty much is to open the door to like the opportunities that are out there, and there's just too many to count. A lot of people just get stuck and think about how, wow, I don't know where to go. I don't know how to get out of the rut I'm in. And in the reality, in reality they're closing the door to the opportunities that are out there. Because what I've seen over the past year is even if you think something's impossible, um, the word possible is in the word impossible. That's what I like to look at it. And it's just like anything, like if you think it's impossible, it's going to be impossible. But if you think anything is possible, then anything is possible. That's the power of our minds. And so that's what I found. It just with manifesting and attracting things that you want, is
Right.
that if you truly believe that it can happen, it's going to happen.
No,
And
yeah.
so I was able to pay for going to Europe. I was able to pay for school. I was able to go to this personal development conference, all because I decided I was going to do it, and I wasn't there was nothing in my way that was stopping me. And
Mm.
so a lot of people just get stuck and let things stop them, because in reality that's what we're doing if we're kind of making sure that we stop ourselves if we're stopping, because there's no outside influence that can really stop you from achieving what you want. There's only you that can stop you from achieving what you want.
I agree. And I don't know if you're familiar with the meme where it's like anything's possible. Kevin Garnett. Have you seen that? No?
Um, I don't know if I have actually.
It's funny. It's actually true though. Just like going off of what you said, I completely agree. And I mean, thank you for sharing that experience. And I mean, I want to share a little bit of experience too, and just going off manifesting and attracting like what you truly want to and how it's 100% possible. And I say this experience because when I help other people, manifest, attract, strengthen their mindset, whatever it is, there's usually like three things, and I'd love to hear what you have to think about them. So if I think there's at least three things you need to do to manifest or attract anything, whether it's your partner, whether it's amount of money, etc. Ideal client for your business. The first thing, the first tool that I teach is visualization. Visualizing like frequently every day. At first it's hard because like I feel like us Gen Zs, we have a lot of ADHD and our minds are nonstop, right? So like visualizing. And number two, I would say making a attraction list of what you want, all the details, focusing on what you want versus what you don't want. Just all your positive vibes and energy going towards those things you want and reviewing that list every single day. And the third thing I would say is just affirmations that really do work, right? Because like affirmations like I'm in the process of, like I've decided, and I'm literally just talking about a law of attraction book here, but it's so true. Like sometimes there's affirmations that technically aren't true that I feel like send off weird vibrations. Like if I'm super like big and overweight and I'm looking myself in the mirror and I'm saying I'm skinny, technically that's not true and that could come off negative vibrations. But if you're saying like I'm in the process of becoming more skinny, I've decided I'm going to try to be more skinny, I feel like that's a type of affirmation. But I wanted to ask you, dude, so either when you're trying to attract, like thinking back about how you just attracted that $1,000 someone handed you, the scholarship, do you feel like there were any specific actions you were trying to do to like put you in that energy to attract those things? Or did you just like put your mind to it and it came? Like, what do you think about that?
So those are definitely like three principles I have learned as well, and they're definitely super powerful. Like the first one, like is pretty much like beginning with the end in mind, is visualizing what you really want. And so um that was definitely me. I feel like that was one main principle that really helped me to actually like get what I wanted over the past year, was just being able to visualize like me going on this trip to Europe, or visualize me like actually being able to pay for it, actually like handing the money over. It's just like being able to visualize and convince yourself that it's possible is kind of the thing. Because like you said earlier, like like telling yourself in the mirror that you're skinny when you're actually not, like your brain's gonna be like, that's not it. That you're
I'm
lying
glad
to
you
yourself.
agree. I'm glad you agree with that because some people don't. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
so it's like I feel like that's kind of what I've learned, is like you can't really lie to yourself because your brain's gonna call BS on that. So like you can't say, okay, I'm perfect, I'm awesome. Your brain's gonna be like, that's BS, and you're not. You have both sides to you. You have both positives and negatives about you. Or like just the affirmation part is very powerful. Like just being able to put yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that you can make it. Like you have the potential for greatness. Like you are greater than you think. Like just being able to try to convince yourself of that. That is more powerful than more like being like you're skinny. It's like something that is true in your brain is more probable. And that's kind of like with affirmations, telling yourself that like physical factors that you want, like attracting that. I do like that you're being in the process. I think that's a way better way of doing it with those kind of things. Or with other affirmations like I'm a genius. You can be like, I'm a genius in this, because maybe you're not a genius in everything, but the power in affirmations comes from making it more specific, like making it more probable. Because like I learned an easier way of understanding this. Let's see if I can find it. But
Yeah. If you want to look for it, I can go off that if you do really
yeah,
do
let me
hold
see.
up. I was just gonna say before you share that, like I feel like, to fulfill your potential, which we're kind of talking about, I think you also have to know and identify what success means to you because we're all different. So if because of my childhood or whatever, I might feel like being fit and really buff, like that's super successful. Also maybe being like a super loyal partner or making a lot of money, just kind of feel like you have to identify what success means to you in order to truly already identify what you want to attract. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
were you able to find what you were going to share?
Let me see.
No rush. But
But
what do you say?
it's the I forget exactly how he puts it, but it's actually from DeMartini. Have you ever heard of DeMartini?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, so the I actually have a huge booklet from him. It's called, I don't know if you can see it. It's called The Breakthrough. Yeah, I don't know. It's annoying,
Uh,
but
yeah, okay. I've heard of that book. I've never read any of his stuff, but I've heard of him for sure. He's one of the goats.
yeah, he's like a goat in like affirmations and kind of narrowing down like exactly like materializing what you would love to happen. And so let me see. I don't know if I can find it, but yeah, I'll just it's just like affirmations just kind of have to go with like your end that you want in mind, like your definition of success, as you were saying. Like for me, my end in mind is being able to inspire people to get out of their comfort zone and get out into nature and build themselves and find their potential within. That's kind of what my end is for what I want to do. And so kind of affirmations that have been helping me to lead to that is is I'm I'm a genius in understanding personal development. I'm a genius in understanding how people work. I'm a genius um
Mm.
in potential. Like I know that I have the potential to stand up on stage. I know I can stand up on stage and speak to hundreds of thousands of people. I have the knowledge to be able to do that. Like those kind of affirmations to kind of get your mind thinking that you are actually powerful, that you are actually able to complete your dreams, that you're actually able to be in your dreams. And to actually achieve your dreams, you have to put yourself in the position to achieve your dream because you can't just like set a goal and hope that you're going to get to it. You have to put yourself into that person that already achieved the goal,
Right.
as they'd say. Like,
Yeah, and ask yourself, what type of person is the person that will hit this goal, right? Like if you want to be more healthy, you need to become the person who's healthy. That way when you hit your goal, you can keep going and just for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of just having a result or goal you have, like tying that into your identity is also something that's super powerful. But I love that so much, dude. I wrote that down. I love how you said for affirmation, like I'm a genius in blank. Like I have the knowledge to do this. I have the expertise to do that. And I think it's so true because what I like about that is you're saying I'm a genius in a specific niche that you have a lot of knowledge about and you're being honest, right? It's not lying and saying I'm skinny. Like, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I love that. And if there's anyone listening, I feel like maybe an invitation could be in terms of affirmations, these are the ones that I also love. So I've decided I'm in the process of blank. The thought of blank excites me. I love seeing myself blank, like come closer to hitting my goal every single day. Um, the thought of blank excites me. I think I said that one, but those are kind of the few I'm excited at the thought of. I'm excited at the thought of speaking on a stage and thousands of people finding value in what I say. Like that's a decent example of one I feel like. But
Hmm.
Yeah, affirmations I feel like are so crucial, to manifest your goals, manifest the life that you want, like hands down, especially to fulfill your potential. And I don't know, it might take you out of your comfort zone, a little. It's a little strange. When I first started to do it, I'm like, this seems a little weird. Like this type of mindset, this spirituality, like I'm not used to this. I used to just like read the Bible, like that, this nourishment and just regular stuff, but how do you feel about like getting out of your comfort zone to really start these affirmations? Was it weird for you at first? Did it like all click? Because for me, it was a little bit weird at first.
Yeah, so it is weird at first because if you're used to like calling yourself out for things that you shouldn't be calling yourself out for, like maybe you're used to looking in the mirror and just being like, man, I'm kind of ugly. I don't I don't like how I look right now. Or you're used to like just saying all these like negative things about yourself. You're gonna when you switch to positive, it's gonna be weird at first. Because you have already put yourself in the position to become what you've thought about because what you think about yourself over and over again becomes true. Like if you think about you're ugly over and over and over again, like that's gonna become true. Like it's a full on like definition. Just like I don't know if you guys have heard oh my goodness, I forget the name of the movie, but it's this movie where this dude goes onto this island and gives this girl that nobody else likes this girl. This girl thought she was ugly and nobody else liked this girl. So she was just living in a cottage out in the middle of nowhere pretty much. And this dude saw the light in her. And so he comes onto this island like the normal thing is people give cows to the person that they want to marry
Oh,
or yeah, I think it's cows that they to the person they want to marry, and like most people, a good amount of cows is like maybe two, three, four, and this dude comes onto this island, treats this girl like a princess, and gives her 8 cows, and the whole island is crazy. They're just like, what? There's no way that she's worth that many. You should not do that. But the dude totally believed in it and did that. And then for a while, they actually left the island for a while and when they came back, that girl fully embodied her price. Like that girl fully embodied that she's worth 8 cows. And when they came back, she was a completely different person to the whole island. Like she was gorgeous. She was happy. She was super energetic and super likable. Like she was like the best person ever to be around. Just because she decided to embody that she's worth those 8 cows. And so that's just a principle that I believe that we can all look at is if we look at ourselves like we're worth way more than we can possibly think, like the possibilities are endless for us to become what we want to become.
yeah,
And so like just thinking of yourself as like ugly or terrible or like not good enough for this causes you to be that thing. And so if we think of ourselves as good enough for this, that we're geniuses, that we're happy in this, that we're excited for the future, that we're actually worthwhile, like what can happen then? It's
exactly.
just it's just some cool thing.
And I feel like those affirmations and, you know, that is one of the vehicles to being able to change the way that you think about yourself. I feel like that's the main benefit, right? Because how do I go from if you think you're very ugly, how can you go from changing that into knowing your worth? I think the affirmations are simply a vehicle. Same with visualization, same with making a list of everything you want and frequently reviewing it, adding to it, taking stuff off, like we're always changing. And I love that story you just said about knowing your worth. And like a quick example in my life, bro, because when I started my own PR business, PR is something that's expensive. If you don't know what that is, it's just, getting articles out, press releases out about your company in big online magazines like maybe Forbes, like big, like Utah Weekly, it just like depends. And, it's a very expensive thing. And I noticed that when I would sell in a way that I would know my worth, like AKA charge a lot more money and know my worth, the 8 cows, people would often buy that more versus when I went through a phase, I'm like, dang, no one's buying from me. I'm gonna lower my prices so low and just have a few clients that have a little bit of money, but like just have a lot of those types of clients. And I tried that and really no one buyed. And I was like, I need to know my worth. And I feel like there's power in just knowing your worth and what you stand for, charging if you're an entrepreneur. But I feel like that's kind of something like as young entrepreneurs have to go through. And I'm for sure going through it 100% is learning your worth, knowing your worth, and charging for your services. Like, that they're life changing, knowing that you're a genius, you know? But
Yeah, that's something that I'm definitely working on. Like,
you too.
I don't really know for sure how to charge for like my services and stuff yet, but I am working towards that. And it's just like it's a lot to really like figure out exactly where you stand, like what your worth is. Like I'm definitely still on the journey, still working on it, still trying to understand myself. And so like just getting started in like figuring out what your worth is will help you get it's like a mountain to climb. Like once you reach the top, there's still another hill that you're gonna be climbing. But what's great is that you're getting closer to your potential, your full potential. And that's what I'm doing right now. I've already hit a couple peaks, but there's another huge peak that's right in front of me right after I hit that one. And so I'm still working, still learning a lot, but it's definitely a fun journey to be on. But
Same.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's always another peak to go over, another mountain to climb. But just to end it, Connor, are there any, invitations? I can never say that word, bro. Every time I fumble it. But anyway, any invitations you have, so anyone can take some action based upon our conversation today, whether it's that specific affirmation, about being a genius, just any type of action you, with your level of expertise, would want to leave to someone trying to better their mindset, fulfill their potential, like whatever it is.
I think the biggest action to take right off the bat, um, like positive affirmations are great. That is a great way to turn, but a lot of the time we haven't really talked too much about this, but a lot of the time we get stuck in thinking too much about the future or thinking too much about the past. And so the biggest invitation I can give you guys is to be in the moment. Like realize that it's not all terrible. Like it's not all anxiety. Like there's not a whole mountain right in front of you right now. Like just be in the moment. Realize that um like opportunities are endless. The roadblock will not stop you forever. And the biggest way that has helped me to live in the moment is get out in nature and take a hike. A lot of people you hear the phrase take a hike, but it literally go on a hike or get out and take some time outdoors every day. Just live in the moment and find that and find gratitude in where you are right now, because that's the biggest step to getting to where you want to go is finding gratitude in where you are now. And
Mm,
so I think that's my biggest
yeah.
biggest action taker is to invite you guys just gotta get out in nature and find gratitude where you are now, because there is a lot to be grateful for.
Yeah. I That's amazing, dude. And just because I wanted to talk a little bit about nature too, because personally I feel like being in nature is the best vehicle to being present, right? Like that's how I feel. Every time I'm in nature. And Connor, you're a lucky man, bro, because you're in Utah right now and you're in
Yeah.
Provo and you're right next to the beautiful mountains. But
Hmm.
let me ask you this question. Okay. Okay, so I'm in Las Vegas. I'm 15, 20 minutes away from the strip. I'm also maybe like 20 minutes away from the mountains. If I don't have green mountains, if one doesn't have beautiful access to the nature, what, with your level of expertise, like what do you recommend people doing to still get that nature feeling?
I found that a great way to get that nature feeling is having indoor plants, having pictures of nature in your house. Like it's not like a huge, it's not better than going outside and getting in nature, but it's definitely something. And I've actually seen research on and data on it actually helps improve your mood just seeing a waterfall on the side of on your wall. Like it's actually super helpful. Just have like plants that maybe you take care of in your house, pictures of nature, or just that way. And then whenever you can, get outdoors and just experience the world because it's amazing.
Right, yeah, and
But
I feel like
yeah,
it can be as simple as having a plant or two in your house, having a photo, like you said, of a waterfall or just something nature like the mountains, or even going outside to just get some sunlight, right? Like make it 20 minutes. I think if you're, in a place where it's like maybe 80 degrees, like average, when you're outside on a walk for like 20 to 30 minutes or just standing in the sun, like that's enough vitamin D that you need pretty much for the entire day. Like the more the better. There's a big shortage on it too, right? And there's a huge shortage on sunlight and nature,
yeah,
vitamin D, a huge. I think not just in America, but all over the world. I've read some studies about that, but I
yeah.
mean,
Just go out and lay out on the grass. Do your homework in some shade under a tree. Like there's a
yes,
lot of ways that you can find nature, that you can find spots to be in nature.
yeah, seriously. Seriously. There's a lot of things to do that, to just still find a way to be in nature, even if you don't have access to the mountains. That's one thing I miss about Utah. I lived in Utah for maybe a year and I miss those mountains. They're so beautiful.
Dude, they're amazing.
Yeah. And well, if I remember right, you're from Idaho, right? There's a lot of
Yeah,
beautiful mountains there.
yeah.
Some good.
I have to always be around mountains. I love them too much.
Yeah, that's cool. Vegas has some beautiful mountains, but it's not green. There's no greenery. I like the
Yeah,
green.
some nice brown mountains.
It gets super dusty, dude, here.
Yeah.
But yeah, but one thing about Vegas is like we have beautiful parks that
Hmm.
have trees, that have a bunch of grass, and like you said, you can still go to the park, walk around on the grass. I'm not really too big into like walking on the grass. Are you? Do you help people do that or
Um,
like
I don't
bare?
know, but I have read a few things saying to like, have you ever heard of like grounding yourself? Like actually taking off your shoes and socks and like walking out on the grass actually brings like there's data that it brings like really good benefits to yourself. Just being able to be connected with the earth because everything is energy. And so just being connected to like Mother Nature and being in that connected to that energy is like super beneficial to you. And that's what I've heard some data on that. And but I guess I haven't really like talked about it too much. Just being able to like get out on the grass and
Yeah.
just go barefoot.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I went through a phase of I tried it and yeah, I mean I didn't see any bad benefits to it. Just I think I was just craving the nature in the mountains so bad that,
Oh
I
yeah.
would do anything to, have that. But dude, also water, being around water is good.
Hmm.
Lakes, you know. We do have a really nice lake here, but
Oh, that's good.
so I feel like that makes you feel like you're in nature too. But anyway, there's so many ways, dude.
Yeah.
This was a great conversation, and I just to end it, dude. I love how we're both Gen Z. We're both the same age, and you and I both know that. Like, I feel like we were the generation because when I was 12, that's when Instagram came out, and like
Hmm.
all of us got Instagram as soon as we were going through like middle school or high school. Like we are one of the first generations to like grow up with everything. So there's so much screen time. And I feel like a huge need for us Gen Zs is nature. Like get
Yeah.
out in the nature. So much screen time, you know?
It's a huge need for everybody nowadays. Like everybody just sits in front of a screen all the time, and especially Gen Z and Gen Alpha, whatever the next gen is after us. But yeah, it's just like we've been stuck on these screens for the past 10 years, and we haven't realized what we've been losing missing out on. And we've been missing out on nature and the good feelings and the great benefits that come from being actually in nature and away from a screen that you're in front of all day.
Connor, do you know what was really hard? One more thing, dude,
What?
because we got sent back to be missionaries again in South America, and Uruguay was very super dramatic and super like strict on COVID, and we couldn't like knock on doors. Basically what I'm saying is we had to be trapped indoors almost the entire time. But one of my first big realizations was because of COVID. My big realizations in the power of nature and being present and being outdoors in sunlight was that mission, because when we were back, all of a sudden they gave us bikes to use. And that's not really normal in South America because, people steal a lot of stuff, especially if you're a American white dude. Like they're gonna
Yeah.
rob you. Like they're gonna rob you. But we somehow got bikes. And I just remember like we'd have to be trapped in the church all day teaching, and it was amazing. Still so many miracles just on like Zoom calls or WhatsApp calls. But when one of my other mission presidents recommended that we spend an hour a day working out. And I just remember being on the bike, on the streets of Uruguay, just biking around. And I'm like, wow, I might be trapped inside all day and it might be hard, but like just being outside on this bike, like it's good enough for me. So like that was my first experience. Can you relate to that? Like being on the bike, did you ever just like be able to ride bikes and just do either some type of cardio and it makes you really grateful just for
Oh
nature?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that going back to your grave was definitely the hardest part of my mission. Like being in stuck indoors and not being able to do much outdoors. And when we got those bikes, that was like a miracle to me. I think every like 3 hours I would have to like go and get on the bike and we'd like go bike around the city or like go bike right outside of the city and it was just like
Dude,
it
it
was
was
just so nice. It's so
I
nice.
I'm gonna keep it real with you, Connor. There was a time where we were trapped inside so much, and it almost been 6 months, and I had a companion that just wanted to stare at the screen. Great guy, great missionary, but like that was his thing. Just for one part of the day, he'd stare at the screen, and I'm like, dude, I have to go outside or I'm gonna die. Like, I don't care if you come with me. I don't care if I break this missionary rule. Like, that's how bad. Like, people don't understand, bro. We were trapped
I
inside,
know.
and I would go outside, bro, and the little freaking basketball hoops in South America that are also soccer goals, like I would just go shoot a basketball around. And there were members that lived next to the church that like called the mission president or called us saying, "Hey, this missionary's alone." I'm like, dude, if I don't get my nature, like I'm gonna die. Like nature's
I
not enough,
know.
bro. Like for real. Just getting outside, shooting some hoops, going on a bike ride, man.
Dude, I was definitely that dude. I was like, ain't no way I'm staying inside.
Sure,
This
it kills
freaking
you.
sucks.
Sure, it killed you because you're helping so much in the nature and like promoting nature so much. I'm sure it was super hard, bro.
Yeah, I like yeah, that was just definitely my hardest time. Like when we were stuck indoors, I was outside as much as I possibly could, even if I had to go outside and get away when my companion wasn't, like I would still be outside. Staying inside just was the worst thing ever. Like I had terrible um like my mind was just boggled. Like I just was not in a good mind state during that time, just
Dude,
because sitting inside was just the worst. So I totally like I think that was definitely the start of me understanding how great being outdoors is, how great nature is. I think that's definitely was a good turning point right there, probably.
me too. And I didn't even realize it until like you really looked back. It's already been like what, 3 to 5 years? I don't know how long, but thinking back to it, I'm like, dang, dude, that was a great learning lesson in terms of getting outside, Because it was, dude, all I know is God better send us straight to heaven, bro, because that was tough. That was,
I know.
bro,
My
like
goodness.
that was tough. That was tough, but so many miracles. I'm sure you also,
I know. I had so many miracles, that is for sure.
for
Ended
real.
my mission off with like two baptisms. That was pretty fabulous.
Let's go. Let's go. That's
Such
amazing.
a good time. Oh, but yeah, it was definitely. one of the hardest experiences I've been through. That is for sure.
It
One of the
was
most blessed, one of the most the best experiences, but also the most difficult experiences.
right. I loved it. I loved it so much. Like I don't want anyone listening to think I'm talking bad about it. Like I loved it. I'm just keeping it real.
Hmm.
It was hard.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about getting sent home early now because it's already the mission's over. But there were times I needed to be outside so bad, bro, that I would just, dude, that kept me sane. And that's actually, dude, that's why when I so did you also have to go back and wait a couple months to get reassigned to the States?
Yeah, I had like 2.5 months at home.
Okay, so that's when I got super fat, bro. I got out of shape. And I was like I literally would wake up and I'm like, dude, I am going to go run outside, back and forth the street. Maybe my technically my companion can't see me for 10, 20 feet, but I'm like, dude, I have to get outside. I have to move. So I just started running, dude. Like that's how my running journey began. It's just feels good to be present. I don't care if I have to be stuck inside all day. Life's hard. Can't see my family for 2 years. Everyone's saying no to me. At least for an hour a day, I can be present and get some sunshine. And
Hmm.
yeah, so
Be
important.
grateful for the sunshine.
I'm very grateful. I'm so grateful for the sunshine, dude.
Yeah. Just like, man, it's just like coming back to the gratitude, like finding ways to be grateful for where you are right now. Like even in like the most difficult situation in a random country in the middle of nowhere, with your companion in the middle of COVID to where you couldn't do anything, just finding that moment to get outside and be grateful just for feeling the sunshine. Be grateful for the blessings that you're seeing every day. Be grateful for just who you're growing to become, like what you're learning. Just finding gratitude in every step of the journey, like even if you're on your hardest step or even your most the best step ever, just finding gratitude in every moment, even if it's hard to find it, because there's always something to be grateful for. And I think that's like the biggest takeaway that
Mm.
you can have if you're looking to begin this journey is just being able to find gratitude and wherever you are in life, because that's the only way to move forward is if you're grateful for where you are now, so that you can find a way to get get to a better position, a position that you want.
I love that, dude. And if you're out there and you need a system to help you be more grateful, there's a thing that I do. I talked about it in 2 episodes ago, but it's a 5-step journaling process. The very first step is writing 3 things that you're grateful for. And the idea is to not copy the same 3 things every single day. It's maybe you do have to mix it up sometimes because you're at a certain phase in your life, but like that's what I tried to do. I did it this morning. I wrote a couple people I was grateful for, and just like kind of start your day off with a little bit of, like pep in your step, towards gratitude. So try it out. Get a notebook, go buy one, $1. Just get a cheap one and get a notebook. Just start writing something new
Yeah.
for every day. Straight up. But
Straight up.
straight up, man. But I'm grateful for mate, bro. Every day from your
Oh yeah, grateful for mate.
got it. You got
Got you
it.
now.
But all right, Connor, thank you so much for joining, bro. It was a great convo. Keep killing it, dude.
Yeah, no problem. You as well. It's
All
been
right.
fun seeing you pop up on my social media every now and
I
then.
know, yeah. I finally got TikTok, dude. I finally got TikTok.
Let's
And
go.
you're one of the first people that just popped up. I'm like, dude, I forgot about him. I wonder how he's doing. But it was really cool to see, though, everything you're doing on your TikTok, bro. I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
All
cool.
right.
I'm excited to see where you take TikTok. It'll be fun.
I'm just figuring it out. I'm a rookie, man, but we'll see. All right, Connor. Well, have a blessed day, bro. So good talking to you.
Yeah, you as well. It's been awesome.
Yes, sir. All right. I'll catch you later. Thank you, everybody, for listening.